Welcome. As we head into the weekend, I want to leave you with some thoughts about intimacy and a clean slate and self-care. So, intimacy is this yummy, warm energy space of merging with another person energetically. That's how I define intimacy. So we could have physical intimacy, but if there's no energetic intimacy, that physical intimacy is not really intimate. So it's really that energetic space of being together. If you have some tweaks, glitches in your communication, or grievances hanging over from the past, then that's going to put a damper on the warmth and openness, the energetic openness that's needed to allow that energetic intimacy to flow naturally. So, what's really needed to let that intimacy flow naturally is a clean slate. Now, if you've got grievances and stuff like that, that stuff has to be worked out. But, it's interesting. One of the attributes of the human mind is that we can dissociate. So if we familiar with this from trauma, if a trauma happens, then the conscious mind and the subconscious mind kind of go their separate ways over that particular incident because it's too much to process at the conscious level. So it stays in the subconscious, but the conscious mind takes a break by dissociating. So that looks unhealthy. It's actually very healthy. The trauma is, not healthy in the sense that it's a damage, but the dissociation is a healthy temporary measure until we have the resources to actually process that information in a way that we can find safety and understanding and discernment in a healed way. So, however, this feature of dissociation is very handy because that allows us to stretch into a higher way of being than we know so far. So actually, I dated a guy for a while who didn't do that. I don't know why, but I remember observing that about him and being like, this is strange. Like, how does this how does he grow and change? Because from his perspective, the way things are is the way they are, and there's no changing them. Like, he was just focused on the way he saw the world with all the pain that he saw. That's just the way it is. And we need to be able to set that aside so that we can explore another way to be that is not defined by the pain and the struggle that we've experienced in the past. So that goes for ourselves in general, walking through our life, and it also goes for our relationship. Sometimes, many times, it's appropriate to sit and work things through. But another important skill is actually just letting the past go and letting a new now open up. So, and that's a place where intimacy can flourish in a new now, because in a clean slate, we can feel our innocence again. And innocence is key to joy, and joy is key to intimacy and wanting to be close. If there are issues, I feel like I got to add this caveat again. If there are issues that just don't allow you to have a clean slate because they need to be resolved, then they need to be resolved, and that's healthy. That's totally fine. But even things that are not issues can hang over and make a cloud that just oppresses the warmth and the energy of intimacy, like thinking about work or seeing your partner the way you saw them for all this time that you've known them. The fresh new now is this place of discovery. Like, I don't know my partner. Let me discover who they are today. Not, I don't know, like I distrust. but I don't know, like, let me wonder, let me have an open mind. So that kind of fresh, clean slate when we're going into the weekend, that's a great excuse to practice, to renew our focus on a fresh, clean slate. Just forget everything, cut it off, cut off that timeline, and discover this moment in yourself for the first time ever, and with your partner for the first time ever. Now, here's an interesting thing: self care. Self care is really, really important to a new now, because if you don't pay attention to honoring your energy and your balance, so energy being like physical self care, getting enough sleep, eating well, exercising, having downtime, and then your emotional self care, paying attention to, excuse me, paying attention to feeling aligned and balanced in yourself. If you don't take care of those things, then you end up having a hangover in your energy from poor self care that prevents you from being in a new now. You can't have a clean slate because you're tired, which is a hangover from not honoring your energy in a balanced way prior to that moment. So it's another way that the past can overshadow this moment. So those are my thoughts after having a quite a week. I am tired myself, and so my next move is to invest in some self-care so that I can find my way back to a fresh start moment with myself, with my creative adventures, and with my partner, who I am hoping to have some lovely connection time with over the weekend. So let me know what your weekend holds, and I hope you can embrace your weekend with a clean slate and a fresh start. Take care.